Hi,
Hi, everyone,
welcome back to the Mind X Muscle podcast. It's Nikki.
and it's Eleanor. And today, we've got some exciting news. One of the big things is from the last episode, we had our first in-person guest in our frickin' Mind X Muscle podcast studio. Thank you to Pure Athletic for letting us do that. That's crazy. So we're gonna have all our local guests. We're gonna have them in the studio, and then everybody that's not local will still do the podcast virtually. But we're just so excited that we were able to do that and like given that opportunity. I think that's crazy.
It was so much fun doing it in person too. I feel like it's almost a bit easier too, just because it's so nice to be face to face with people instead.
Yeah, I feel like everything's online now, so it's nice to get out of it.
Yeah, for sure. So shout out to Pure for having us.
Yeah.
And whoever's in that area, like whoever that we have on in the future, if they're in the area, they're able to check out if they're recording with us, they're able to check out the gym for a day pass and get a little tour, try the gym, and then record with us and just make a whole day out of it. So that's a little perk that we have with the gym, whoever comes in and records with us. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, we're happy. Some other exciting news. Nikki, any updates from you?
I'm still pretty much smooth sailing of what I've been doing. We've just been, well, we were cutting for the longest time, still in a deficit, and then now we're just maintaining everything that we're doing. I've been the same weight for like 2-3 weeks now. It keeps like dropping, maintaining, dropping. Like it's leveling out now throughout the week. Still having a cheat meal a week. Korean barbecue is my go-to. We actually went last night.
That's where you guys ended up going.
We did, yeah.
Nikki and I went mini putting last night, and it was lots of fun.
So fun. If you're in Barrie, you have to check out Cedar Links. They have sheeps and goats there. And it's really fun. They have a little golf course there too. It's only like a 9-hole thing. They have a driving range and the mini hut with the animals.
They have goats.
So they're really
They
cute.
have goats.
It was fun. They're
It
really
was
cute.
fun. But the goats were so not nice.
I know.
I
I feel
was
like
upset.
they're different because I went last year and they were brown. There were 2 brown ones. These ones are white. And the brown ones were much nicer. They came around and that you pet them and pick them up and stuff. But these ones were like, screw you. It's fine.
The sheep
As
were
long as
really
they're-
cute.
Yeah.
I really like it.
But yeah, other than that update, I think that's really it for me. But we have tons of updates for you.
Which is literally this entire episode, and I might cry again because I'm so happy. I
Literally,
am
show
crying.
all the emotion. So we're just going to start with, I'll let you explain, but I just wanted to say, Eleanor called me, what was it now, like 2 weeks ago?
I'll tell you the exact date. I'm pulling this up because this is important, guys. Okay.
Yeah, we need
I called
facts.
Nikki. When did I call her? I think it was a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday. I remember this. It was Tuesday the 26th.
Tuesday evening, yes. I was driving home from work. I just pulled in the driveway. You called me. And you were just like, had this look on your face. You were like crying, but like it was happy. And I knew right away. I was like, you got your period. And you're like,
Oh,
yeah.
my period.
I didn't think you said anything. Like you just kept like laughing and like crying and like smiling. And I'm like, yes, it's that. Uh,
Literally, thank God.
and everyone here knows like we've been waiting for this moment for how long?
I've been waiting for this moment for 3.5 years. So I'll kind of like, if you guys have been following along this podcast for a while, I'm sorry, but I'm going to give like a quick rundown. So I did my first bodybuilding show in 2023. I lost my period while on birth control in April of 2023. My first show was in July, and I thought I needed to get off birth control. That's how I would get my period. So I got off birth control in November after my show of 2023. At the time, I didn't know how hormones worked, and I thought if I get off of birth control, my period will automatically come. Unfortunately, the estrogen that I was getting from the birth control and then taking that out while my estrogen was already really low kind of messed me up a little bit. And then I jumped into prep again early 2024 of January. And then the goal in January of 2024 after the show was get your period. And then 2025 came and I was really uncomfortable in my body. And I said, I'm ready to prep again. And my coach was like, okay. And I was like, cool. So 2025 prepped for a show, ended up switching coaches in 2025. And at the time I was already in prep, or like I just started. And that's when I started with Jaden 2025. At the time, still never got my period, gained a lot of weight, but never got my period. And then after this season finished, Jaden looked me in the eye and was like, I go, hey man, what's the plan? And he's like, you're not stepping on stage until you get your period. And in my head, I'm like, okay, great. Like, I'll get it, whatever. It didn't come. And then we realized I'm not competing this year. So that pressure got taken out. And then we basically did a bunch of things to try to get my period back, and things that I've tried before and things that I've never tried. I can't tell you what worked and what didn't. It was literally an accumulation of things. One of those things being we increased my calories by a ton. I was eating 3,000 calories at one point. I was not happy about that. And if you know me, I'm not a foodie at all, not a fan. But 3,000 calories. We decreased the cardio to 15 minutes. And at the time, I was still doing it fasted. And then January hit, and Jaden was like, hey, what's the point of waking up early and not letting your body sleep? So, okay, stop doing fasted cardio. Amazing. Food was high. No more fasted cardio. I was doing it post workout. We dropped my volume training from 5 days to 4. I'm trying to think. And I was still on, I'm very open, so I don't really care. I was still on growth hormone and I was on some peptides. So I was on SLU. And then in February, we started another peptide called Kispeptin. And then a month ago, I messaged Jaden and I was like, I saw a naturopath. She told me to just get off of everything, like everything. And I was like, is this girl crazy? Because growth hormone doesn't directly affect your hormones, but it does affect insulin sensitivity, which indirectly can affect your hormones. So when I got my blood work done, while I was still on my GH and all my fun stuff, my estrogen finally came back. So I had null estrogen for years. And it wasn't until around April where it said 57. I was like, okay. So then we got off everything. Jaden was like, hey, let's just try it. I sent Jaden a check-in maybe 2 weeks after. And I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I literally feel so inflamed. I was so frustrated. And I need to explain this, because when you're working towards getting a period back and you're doing everything you can and you're getting all of the symptoms, but you're not getting the symptom that you want, it is psychologically so damaging. Like I felt like I was going to lose my shit, guys. Like I was losing my shit. Nikki knows. I would call her crying. I'm like, I don't even know if like this is worth it anymore. Like I was just
Very defeated at that time.
I was just frustrated because it's like I'm literally doing everything. I basically took a step back from bodybuilding and doing the things that I love the most. And I was still structured, but I felt so out of my body and out of place. So when I sent Jaden those photos, he's like, you're probably like, your body's just inflamed because you're pushing into luteal phase. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know anything. 2 weeks later, I got my period. So I got it for 4 days and then it went away. And I was like, hey, I remember when I did have a period, my periods were always really light, really short. I never got cramps. So I was like, this is weird. I just got constipated. And guys, I had a headache right here. I just remember right here. And it was like someone was stabbing me right here. And I was like, what's going on? But that was my symptom. But I never got any cramps. So I was really confused. And I even messaged Nikki because I was like, is this like a real period or is this like like what's the other one? Spotting. It's like, what's going on here? So again, period is gone. 10 days later, a Saturday night, I get a stabbing pain in my stomach. And I'm like, that's so weird. Why does my stomach hurt? Maybe I ate something off because my IBS flares up all the time. So I was like, maybe that's it. I wake up the next morning and I'm bleeding again. So I'm like, what's going on? And then Nikki told me that I got this app, this Flow app. And if you guys don't know what this Flow app is,
We
it's
love
incredible. You can log your symptoms. It predicts your next cycle. You can log symptoms, like how much water you had, if you're on any like birth control or IUD. It's super cool. I knew about this, but I didn't know too much about hormones. But now it'll tell you like when you're fertile, so you could be careful. Like, I don't know, it's really cool. So right now I'm spotting again, and I think this is kind of cool because it's just my body trying to like get regular a little bit. But that's kind of the storyline. I called Nikki the night that I got my period. I called all of my girlfriends. Like, it was Nikki, then I called my mom, then I called Marie, then I called my best friend Alex, and I called one more person, just to kind of like share the news. But it was I can't even describe it. If you I couldn't even talk, Nikki, when I called you.
No, you were just like in a blank space, but it's
When I
awesome.
messaged Aiden, and he was like, "Whoa."
Yeah. No, he's got that same reaction from me too, and he like guessed it right away. But like this is so good, and like now, do you feel like everything you did and that whole year off that you took was worth it now?
Well, now that I know that I'm not competing this year, I think it'll give me value to do the things that I love to do and not do it for a show, but do it because I am passionate. So I asked Jaden, like, when can we hop back on? You know, the
Yeah.
question, the famous, when can I get
Like,
drugs?
well, yeah.
Literally, the first question I ask him is, when can we hop back on?
Like, okay, bleeding. Okay, now what? Let's go. No, you have to. I feel like because it's been so long, it's good. It gives you like a different appreciation now with everything to really take your time. But now, like, this is the thing you're waiting for to start thinking about future plans. But now it's like, let's get your body consistent at least. Cause you said the same thing to me too. Like, it's very important to at least have a few consecutive months, everything being regular, consistent, and then think about the next thing. You want to have like your body go through that recovery a little bit
And hop
longer.
back on GH. And I'm still bleeding.
Another good thing would be too is to slowly start adding things in one by one and then seeing if there's a certain culprit. But then again, like taking everything else into account, like stress, like overexertion, calorie, like all these other things come into play too, not just what we put in our bodies. So it's good to like slowly start adding things and slowly increase or decrease your food, like whatever you're going to be doing, like whatever process, just do it slowly so then you can catch things. One of the biggest game changers in my clinical practice has been becoming certified as an advanced movement therapist. I use this AMT system in my practice to guide clinical decision making and measure change before and after each session. Without guessing, I can clearly assess what's working, validate the effectiveness of my treatments, and confidently communicate progress to my clients. With the AMT system, you'll gain the knowledge and tools to deliver precise, effective treatments by mastering your approach to functional neurology and movement therapy. So, if you're a therapist, trainer, or clinician looking for better outcomes, stronger clinical reasoning, and more confidence in your treatment approach, check out the AMT certification by clicking the link in the description.
And I think for me, I don't even know what it was, but I personally think, and that's what this whole episode is going to be about, is I was dealing with hypothalamic amenorrhea for years. And for those that don't know, amenorrhea is the loss of a period or the loss of a cycle for, I believe it's 3 months or 6 months.
I think they do 6 now. They say like you're actually diagnosed with it.
And then and hypothalamic amenorrhea it's not like an actual thing. It's just a portion of amenorrhea, like a byproduct, because it's called HPA. So my HPA was from stress. It was stress induced from bodybuilding, but it persisted because my brain was not turning off, and it was bad. And it was really bad. I had a really hard time detaching from bodybuilding. And I think once I took a step back and I said, like, bodybuilding isn't my identity. Like, I'm not just a bodybuilder. I have other things in life, and I gave myself the leniency to kind of live a little bit this year. And I'm not saying you can't live with bodybuilding. I'm saying me personally and where I'm at in my life, I had a very hard time detaching my identity from bodybuilding. And I felt really like lost without it. And I think I needed to put myself in a position of not having bodybuilding, not having a show, not having a plan, and being okay with that and knowing that everything was going to end up okay. And it did. And now I can actually like plan my season for next year. I can actually like look forward to life
Yeah.
while also bodybuilding. So, yeah,
And
we're going to
because you
dive a lot
focus
into that today.
Yeah. And because you focus so much on your health and yourself and trying to almost not disconnect, but pull away a little bit from that identity and realize that there's so much other stuff going for you. And once you prioritize your health first, like everything else comes into play after. And now you can use this year almost like a look, like for lack of better words, learning experience for you. Now you'll take that going into your next season, years from now, and like go into it with a different perspective and like a different appreciation for your body and your health and just life because you've accomplished so much this year without like putting aside getting your period back. Like there's so many things. But as you said, like when you first initially lost it, that's what kind of happened to me too. And everyone that's been following along for a long time knows my story too. But my reasoning for losing it initially, I was in my off season. It was because of stress initially. And then a few months later, I hopped into a prep. And then it was just all these things stacking on to each other over time where I lost it for like just under a year. So then I did the same process as of you, taking the whole year off, get like sitting at a higher body fat percentage, eating more, doing less cardio, like just totally basically doing everything that you were doing besides a couple of things. And I got it back. And now I had that whole different appreciation for my body and my health. And then it makes me think of that when I go to make decisions or think about what I want in the future. So, but I wanted to say some myths. Like, let's really get into what HA is because I don't think a lot of people talk about it or really know much about it. So I know we talked about like stress and under eating, low body fat, all that is an indicator of it. But like people say you only need to be underweight to lose your period, and that's not true. Birth control fixes HA because a lot of the times doctors will prescribe you birth control to help with this, which like will do the complete opposite. It'll just crash all of your systems.
Can I elaborate on that just so people get
Yes,
a little bit of a better understanding?
that's a huge one.
With birth control, they'll tell you because I went through this, guys. I went through this in 2024 where they gave me progesterone pills because they thought that it was going to induce a period, but my estrogen wasn't high enough for it to induce a period. In order to induce a period, you need like it's this threshold of levels where you need just amount of progesterone and just amount of estrogen to actually induce a period. However, even if I did have estrogen and I did bleed, that's not my blood. It's synthetic estrogen. So it's not the actual period that you want. Meaning, if I'm being honest with you guys, I haven't had a real bleed since like 2020. That's 6 years because I was on birth control for 3 years. So realistically, like this is the first time I've had like a real womanly period in 6 years. And I can't like describe how that feels, but when you're going and looking at birth control and a doctor tells you you want your period, you lost your period, here's some synthetic medication, actually ask them because I fought with a few, what are they called, gynecologists, when they would push me on this, and I would ask them, is this going to be my real period? And they'll say no. They'll say no, it's not, but it'll help the process starting. But no, it won't, because I've tried it. Maybe it'll work for someone else, I don't know, but really look into, like, the everything because those
And help.
medications will help, but they won't do what your body needs to do. Just saying.
That's true. Because essentially birth control just gives you a mock bleed because it turns off your ovulation process.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, there's so much more than just being, you know, taking birth control, being in a weight loss phase, low body fat. Poor recovery too, we know that one. But I feel like once you recover from it, like kind of in this phase you are now, it's so much more than just getting your period back. It's like it's learning to trust your body again, for one, after spending so long to like control it and like control your body, even in bodybuilding. And then recovery can mean like eating more, resting, pulling back on exercise or training days, and letting go of the idea that your worth is tied to how disciplined and lean and productive you are, to like slow down a bit from that. That's a really hard. I kind of want to elaborate in that too. Like just trying to like, how did you tell yourself to like, trust the process, like to slow down when you're so used to like being so productive? And like when Jaden said, okay, we're going to work out 4 days a week and do basically the minimal cardio. Like, how are you, like, how did you, how do I word this? Like, for the people listening, like, how do you kind of detach those two?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I had a really hard time detaching. I
'Cause it's so much easier said than done. That's the hard part that people don't talk about.
That's why I'm really thankful I had Jaden there, because I'm getting so emotional. I'm really glad I had Jaden there because I didn't trust myself and I didn't blame myself. So if I had to trust and blame someone else, I could blame him. And I know that's really arrogant of me to say that, but if I didn't get my period by August, my plan was like I had a plan in mind of like do something. Like I was just so done. Oh, I was gonna go on HRT. I said if I didn't get my period by August, I'm gonna go on HRT, and then I can blame Jaden for not getting me my period. Like that's where my mindset was at. I was having a really hard time detaching. So to answer your question, at one point, that's when I think I called you like less than a month ago. I was on a walk with Miley and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was like, I can't, I'm done. Like you gain all this weight. You feel like you feel like a victim in your own body. That's what it felt like. It's like I'm pushing for a goal and I don't, where's the end point? With bodybuilding, right? You have a goal. You have like, whether you win or lose on show day, whatever, August 20th, that's your show. So you know you got to do everything you can and you only have like 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, one. But with period and trying to get one when you haven't had one for so long, there is no end goal. The end goal is just get a period. And that was mind-boggling to me because I think bodybuilding has made me think that everything has an endpoint, and with a period, there's no endpoint. You just need to stay consistent.
Exactly.
That was hard.
Yeah. But you
How
did
about
it.
because you were always really chill with it.
I was, but like, it's almost just understanding what's happening to the body and why. Like with bodybuilding, we're so used to like being so like praising the overwork, the eating, the strictness, like who's working harder. Like it's so hard to bring yourself back and be like, okay, I have to like slow down a bit in this new season to allow my body to do what it needs to do. And the body is like so intelligent and it's not shutting things down to punish you for these things. It's shutting it down to protect you because your nervous system literally doesn't feel safe in your body that it'll shut down these systems like ovulation, like from what we're talking about. So learning about that and just like listening to that phrase, I'm like, oh, like, okay, this isn't anything to take lightly kind of thing. So, and like, it's just so, like we did an episode on this. It's just so normalized in bodybuilding. Like, oh yeah, you do the sport and you're in prep, like you lose your period. Like it's fine. It's like, yes and no. Like there's so much more that goes into that, that we already elaborated a lot on. But I think like I wasn't, it didn't, it wasn't easy to be chill about it. Like I was very up and down about it. And like even to this day, I'm still kind of sad about like how everything had to pan out. And like I did have to put my health first. So like at the end of the day, I'm happy about that decision. But I don't know. I feel like it's just learning about what's happening. And like that was almost like a little like scaring turning point for me that I was like, oh shit, like okay, we gotta focus on just this. Like this can take a back seat right now. Like this is serious kind of thing.
But I think for you, I put myself under a time frame of like, I need to compete this year. And Jaden won't let me compete if I don't have my period.
Yeah, see, I didn't really think that way, but I think for you, like you gave yourself a date. Like Jaden didn't say this date, it was you. And like that's putting a date in your mind, all like now this time is ticking, the stopwatch is going off in your brain. And that makes you even more stressed. Like you're waking up every day, like, okay, am I going to have it yet? Because by August, I want to Like, I want to be able to prep myself for my prep, doing ABC, like you're planning all these things that you need to do for this date. Meanwhile, like there's something that needs to happen first.
And I
So
didn't
that's constant stress, and stress is an indicator to stop the cycle or prolong it from coming.
I also think I didn't mention this, but I went from eating 6 meals to 5. And I think I was always so stressed out about being behind on meals, but I was also, like, fighting with myself that I wanted to listen to my hunger cues. So my hunger cues were, I'm not hungry first thing in the morning, so my first meal was at, like, 10, and I should have already had, like, 2 meals by then. So at that point, I was like, and as soon as we switched to 5, we got off of everything, it's like I was taking stress from areas I didn't think were stressful out of my brain, and then my body just followed. Like, I I can't explain it.
I think that was a really good change for you too.
And I feel so much less stressed about, like, "Oh my god, I have to pack a meal." I don't have, like, 50 million small containers. It's like, I can eat and go somewhere for 4 hours and I'll survive.
Yeah, because that's another stressor, and then you're not eating really late at night, so you can actually rest and digest and recover properly. That's actually another update on mine too, because I switched from 6 meals to 5 too.
You didn't tell me that!
Which I didn't tell you. I did not this check-in today, like last week, and no, the week before that. So last week
You
was the
told
first
him?
week doing the 5. I'm like, "You know what? Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Easier. I'd rather eat more volume in because it's like we said before, it's like, okay, I have my on rest days example. Okay, 100 grams of rice, 100 grams of chicken, whatever. And then like an hour or two later, it's the same thing because I'm a little bit behind on the day. So it's so much easier just doing 5. Like it works out so much better for me.
and you don't think, and it's just like, first thing in the morning, you don't wake up and you're like, "I need to eat." You're like, "I actually have stuff to do first." Like, food isn't, like, my number 1 priority right now. Like, it
Yes.
makes you detach from the idea that you need to eat. Like, you don't need to eat. You're fine. You're gonna fucking survive. Sorry.
Exactly. And I've been so like now, like I've been so busy with work events and stuff on the weekends or whatever, and there's more coming up, like more ramping up through the summer. And when I'm there, it's so hard. Like I bring my meals, but sometimes I go like hours without eating, and then I get into that same cycle. Like, okay, I'm either gonna have to stack 2 meals on top of each other or mix them all into one. And I'm like, oh my God. So this is just so much easier. I could have way more flexibility with it. So
And it feels better. Like, I actually feel light. Like, I don't feel like I'm indigestive.
yeah, because you're eating while you're still trying to digest the previous meal.
No, literally, it's like I always felt bloated or, like, stressed about eating, so it's nice. I'm so happy for you. That's so good.
Yeah, I guess that's a little update I forgot to say in the beginning, but yeah, it's good. It's so much better.
But going back, another myth that I heard is missing your period is normal if you work out a lot.
Yeah, this is kind of like a broad thing because we always hear like gymnasts, competitive dancers, like people who are like Olympians, like do like not so bodybuilding Olympians, but like athletes in the Olympics, like with any other sport. Yeah, when their training ramps up, their cycles will go away too. Like it is the way the body protects you and saying, I feel overworked. I can't recover. So I don't feel safe to hold a baby. And I'm just going to turn off all that cycle. So that is true to an extent, but it's also a myth because it doesn't happen to everybody. And you can work out a lot and still have your body function the way it needs to and have a period. So that's like a double-ended sword, that one, I think. Another myth is you can recover without changing exercise because if you train the same, but you're taking other matters into account. But then again, every body is so different. Like,
Look at the girls competing on Olympia right now, and some of them have always had their period. Like Amy always has her period. And I used to get so envious. I used to be so envious and jealous. Like, how do these girls that are so lean all year round, how do you get their period? Like, I just didn't understand it, honestly. And I was
another,
getting frustrated.
yeah. Another thing too, we can even like talk more about this in another episode, but there is, I heard this in the I forget what their podcast is called with Phoebe and someone else. Maybe she was a guest. Yeah, they have their podcast, but I think she was a guest on another podcast I listened to. It was like a one-off thing that I listened to. But anyways, she was saying that there's a difference between maturing in the sport so much where this super hardcore mindset that first time competitors, amateurs have is a lot different than like the mature people in the sport that are pros and are doing this for a long time. Because there's lots of factors that go into this. Because sometimes the amateurs new into the sport, I need to be hardcore. Every tiny thing, which is true, everything does matter. But sometimes this hardcore mindset turns into stress a lot of the times. And there's a lot of things that they don't need to be doing on top, on top, on top that like some pros don't even do at all. And when you're a pro, yes, you have more muscle density, you have more muscle, you are used as you've been in the game longer, your body responds a lot better too. So that is one thing. And because of that, they can have the period the whole time too, because stress is lower. They don't have to like push as hard, maybe some days like amateurs do. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
What you're trying to say, you're like putting extra stress on yourself or doing things that you shouldn't be doing or things that are just like you don't need to do them.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
Phoebe also said too in this episode that I listened to is like, yeah, pros, like a lot of people look up to them because of their hard work, dedication, all this, which is so true. Everyone should have that in the sport no matter what. But she was saying, like, what you see online, they don't post everything. She's like, these pros, like, they go out, they live their life, they do this. Like, they're not 100% 24/7, 365. Like, she's like, they give themselves time to recover and enjoy life and whatever and just keep their stress down. They've been in the game long enough where they know how to control all these factors and still be okay and still succeed and be really successful. But some amateurs don't have this mindset yet because they haven't been in it for the game so long. And then they tend to have these more negative side effects than the pros do. I think we should like honestly do an episode about that too, like maybe with a pro and be like, hey, like, what's your experience?
that would be nice. I actually have someone in mind.
So don't stress your body out and your mind out more than you need to. Like, it's fine.
Getting your period back means recovery is complete. I'm going through this right now, so Nikki, maybe you can kind of elaborate more on that.
So, yeah, I would say that's a myth because at first for you, you were kind of like, okay, yep, get my period back. I'm recovered. Let's hop on stuff. When's the next show? That was your mindset at first. And that was mine too. When I got it back, I'm like, okay, what's next? Like, let's go. But that's not it. Recovery is always happening now. Like, okay, you got your period back.
Undaunted Attire is a one-of-a-kind athletic wear made for comfort, movement, and confidence. Gear that stays secure, feels good, and lets you focus on your training, not your clothing.
Designed for the people who show up, stay consistent, and keep moving forward. Undaunted Attire for the fearless. Use code Nikki or Eleanor at checkout.
Myth. Getting your period back means recovery is complete. No. And I feel like I had to remind you of this
I
because
know
you're like,
recovery completed.
yeah, step one of the recovery was complete for you, but recovery doesn't stop. Yeah. Because at first, like, I was the same way. I'm like, okay, got my period back. Okay, what's next? Let's do it. I'm recovered. It's complete. Let's on to the next thing. What can I do? Take, let's do it. But one thing at a time. Recovery, like, does not stop. Now that you're going period back, it's like, okay, now we be weary of training and eating and my body and stress, like all these things you'll think about a little bit more.
You're gonna
But
hate
as your recovery is complete, it's just getting started. And now you just learn how to like maintain that.
you're gonna hate me.
What?
Guys, honestly, don't listen to anything I say. We did go back to training 5 days a week, but it's the same volume throughout the week. It's just I've found that the workouts are much longer with 4 days, and I don't like it. I asked Jaden if we could do a mini cut. I'll be honest with you guys, the excessive amount of food was causing a lot of stress to me. Like I was just done. Like I wasn't hungry, I wasn't excited. I was like waking up and I was like I just if I eat now, I have to eat again and that's more like I wasn't scared of gaining weight. Like I don't want to eat and I don't want to push anymore. Like I'm done. So I asked him if we could do a little mini cut because I also am very mental health focused and I said I just need to bleed. Like that was my goal. And then I just wanted to do a small mini cut because I'm done eating. But Jaden, being smart, was like, she wants to do a mini cut, but she still needs to have a little bit more calories. So he let me have like a free meal once a week. So calories are like a little bit lower than they were before, but I'm still now able to like enjoy life and go out and be a human. So mini cut doesn't mean I'm in prep. Mini cut just means I am still eating a lot of food, but eating less than to the point where I'm gaining weight every week and it makes me feel more comfortable. And I am doing my fasted cardio again because it makes me feel good. And you know what, guys? I did bleed again. So I'll take it. I'll take it for now. It's going to take some time for my body to get regular, but I'm just happy that like I'm in the process of it. Today is 2 of period number 2 in 10 days.
Yeah. And recovery isn't like because you bled, your recovery isn't complete. Like you're not on to the next extreme, which wouldn't be smart. You're being like, okay, we can kind of resume things that we pulled back from, but slowly. And yeah, we're cutting food back, but this means maybe a free meal once a week if I want to have one, if that's the case. Well, like it's not like you're on to the next extreme. Like, okay, recovery is complete. Hop in a prep the next day. Like that would be kind of silly, but it's just about being mindful and doing things slow.
Little mindful. But yes, doing everything slow, like I'm taking my time. I'm excited because I have a new training program and I'm doing exercises that I haven't done in a while. But again, like I'm not pushing at 100%. Like even this morning when I was doing my cardio, I'm on level like 6. Like I'm the plan,
Steady.
right? Like super steady state. Like guys, normally I would be doing like post workout, I'm doing like level 8, 9, 10. Right now, my heart rate is really, really high in the morning. And I'm actually watching it, not just saying, okay, I have to do level 8 because I always do level 8. Like I'm just taking my time and I'm doing what I enjoy. And I'm kind of doing this thing where Monday to Friday, I'm doing my fasted cardio. And then Saturday, Sunday, no cardio. Just giving myself the leeway that I need to.
That's
Not
good.
bad.
2 recovery days back to back.
Yeah, not too
You
shabby.
still want to do what you love to do. Like, you know what I mean? That's what this whole thing is about. And that's what life is about. Like, you can't just, if you like doing cardio fasted or you like doing, I don't know, running instead of a steady state where your heart rate stays higher, like, give her,
Giver.
give her. And you can start slowly adding these things in now that you are recovering because it's not complete yet. We're always recovering and maintaining.
And
Yes.
yes. Time and time.
Because it's more like getting your period back and recovering from this is like, it's so much more than just getting your period back. It's gaining everything else back with it. And it's, once you have it, it's like you want to protect it. You don't want it to go away. Yes.
And I'm just excited to,
Yeah.
to be a woman again. I kept saying, and I think this is something that we should like touch on too is I don't know how you were with it, but for me, and I've expressed this, I've tied my identity to bodybuilding, but I've also tied my femininity to my period. So when I didn't have my period, I felt like I wasn't a girl. Like I was just like, why am I different than everybody else? And people would ask me, like we're in our 20s, people would ask, like, when do you want kids? And I'm like, I don't want kids. But I think for so long, I kept saying I don't want kids because I didn't have a period. So I made it like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay if I don't have a cycle because I don't want kids. And I made myself believe like I don't want kids because I don't have a cycle. And it was like
There's
this back
so
and
much more
forth.
than that. It's
Yes.
more than just, yeah, even if someone doesn't want kids and they lose their period, there's so much more than that. Like there's, feel like you said, feeling like a female, like getting those different waves of emotions throughout the month and the different cycles of, and the different phases of our cycles, feeling more softer, more aware of our body and like how, what to expect our bodies to feel like during certain phases of our cycle and like emotions too. And those come out and like allowing your body can allow yourself to be emotional at times where you want to be emotional because that's all like our bodies are made out of hormones, but they literally control everything and so much more than people think.
A lot
So
more, especially when if we're talking about like let's say talking about bodybuilding, genuinely talking about bodybuilding and understanding your period and your cycle, then you can track like, hey, my weight went up a little bit this week, but that's because For me, I know I always gain weight the week before my period. And on the week of my period, I'll drop weight. Whereas like some people will gain weight the week of their period. Or libido. That's another big thing is like in prep, when you're deep in prep, your libido drops. My libido was very low for 3 years. 3 freaking years. And like, you know, this podcast is we say whatever. But like libido as a woman is very, very important. It's not just a man's thing. It's very important to have a libido, to be like, you know, want to do things. I think that's such
And
an
be able to
important topic.
feel things and feel the pleasure, because it's so like hormones don't just be like, okay, my libido is high or it's not, or I'm in the mood or I'm not. It's like the whole process and experience of that.
Yes. And
Like
that's not talked about,
yeah.
right? Like in prep, when your estrogen is really, really low and you don't have a cycle, your libido is damaged. And
Yeah. And good luck getting an orgasm. Okay. We love having those end of we keep it real on here, man. Like, oh my God. Some people can have a low libido, sure, like a natural low libido, but they're still able to like get to that climax. But some people, because of their hormones are so suppressed for so long, yeah, your libido is gone. But even if you try, there ain't nothing gonna happen down there. So that's not fun.
well, there wasn't anything happening down there. And it was hard. It was actually hard because it's like
It's hard.
we're going
Yeah.
full load today. Guys, I want to just play this little game, okay? I'm going to give you guys a scenario. It's not my scenario, but it's like a scenario. You go out with someone. You're trying to be sexually active and you can't. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? You know how embarrassing that is sometimes? You're kind of just like, for girls, it's a little easier, I think, because we can easily hide that, kind of. But like, sometimes it's painful. And you want to enjoy your, like Nikki said, your experience. But when your estrogen is so low, you don't have a cycle, you don't know what's going on. It's embarrassing because you're like, I am not a woman. That's literally what it feels like. And it's so psychologically damaging. And then you get in this like stress cycle of like, okay, but like I need estrogen, but like I need to eat more, but like bodybuilding and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And shit just ain't adding up.
Yeah. And it's so much harder to like get in the zone, get in your body and in the experience without like overthinking so much when you're like trying to do the deed and your body's not like you're trying to because you want to have that experience and enjoy it.
But you
But
can't.
like you literally can't. Like your body won't let you. And then you start to stress because you're like like it's you have to just like let your body go and like not think about anything to like let things work and do its thing. But when you're so stressed about it, you're always thinking in the moment, like, okay, I gotta try to do this. Like, okay, try to relax. Like, oh my God, like it's not working. Like, what do I do? Like, you do not enjoy yourself in that sense, and things will just not work.
But y'all best believe it takes time. I ended up timing it. So it was exactly 3 years and a month
Yeah.
since I had my last period because I had in April, got in May, and it was 7 months after the show. And they tell you, and you guys have heard this before, 100%. Any girl that's experienced this has done the research. The amount of time that you don't have your period is the amount of time that it'll take you to get back. And I got it back in 7 months, technically, like after the show. I can't describe, guys. I did absolutely everything. I literally did everything. I did all my research. I watched YouTube videos of girls describing the feeling. I was even talking to someone for Deanna's birthday, one of my friend's birthday. We went to the spa and we were talking to like a mindset coach that was there. And she told me like a sentence and it kind of just clicked to me. And she said, you need to actually put yourself in a position of how are you going to feel when you find out that you get your period? So she goes, text yourself and tell yourself, I got my period. How does that feel to you? So I did it. And I was like, I don't believe it. Like, this makes no sense. And then when I got off the GH, like a month and a half ago, I texted myself again and I was like crying because I was like, I can't wait. Like I'm excited. It's like thrilling. And then when I called Nikki, that was exactly how I felt. I couldn't even talk. It was like who said this? It was like you're finding out you're pregnant and you're happy about it. Like you're excited. You're like, whoa. I've been trying for so long and it actually showed up.
Yeah. I'm so curious, like, if anyone's experienced this, let us know, just, like, the feeling of getting it back. Like, some people will downplay it and be like, "Oh, like, it's just something that happens in the body, like, it's not that exciting, it's just like, oh, you got your like, no, like, when you lose it and, like, lose that part of you and, like, know how it feels to have it and then to not have it, like, and then to get it back, that feeling, like, if you never went through it, I don't think you would understand. So if anyone's, like, went through this, like, let us know or reach out because let's normalize this feeling. It's a good feeling.
To know, where is this? There was I think I called Nikki and I wish I recorded it because I literally couldn't put into words my feelings and my emotions. So it was just really funny.
I know, I kinda wish I did too or started screen recording or something, but I was so, like, in the moment present with you. I was just like, "Ah."
I took this photo. When I called Nikki, it was 5:55, May 26th.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
then
about right.
but then I was on a walk the next day and I was just like, that's me. I was like, I think I was just walking and I've been trying to just like no music for like 3 minutes and just sit and do nothing. So I just stood there and I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, can we just take a second for what happened? Like, just take a second. And I think sometimes we just need to sit down and be quiet and just think, like, look at what I did and what's come out of this, like the goal.
Reflect on everything.
I didn't even mention, guys, I had my first burger.
Yeah. Wow, and was it good? It was good, it was really good.
It was good. I went to Burger Priest,
I
but Nick
love it
and
there.
Nikki want me to go to,
Smoking Pete's.
Smoky Pete's. We'll
Yeah.
go.
Well, our boy works there.
Your
They're
boy works.
cute. It's like a little local spot in Barrie. Smoking Pete's, if anyone's never been there, you should go check them out. Shout out Smoking Pete's.
Need to.
Wow, well, this was a fantastic episode, more of a little girl talk thing.
There's so much
We
more
love that.
about
But yeah,
this.
honestly though, guys, like, don't take this process for granted. Like, even if you don't want kids, like, there's so many other reasons to get this shit on track. Like, slow the hell down. Life doesn't stop, but when it comes to your health, like, it will feel like it's stopping, like, literally. So take the time you need, chill the fuck out, lower your stress, learn
But
from it. Hopefully, easier said than done.
if you guys could do us a favor and give this video a thumbs up if you're on YouTube, follow along, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and if you're on Spotify, follow us. Leave us a comment and let us know if you've ever experienced this or know someone that has, maybe some tips and tricks for other people. Because I know that this is a really, really big, big topic for a lot of people in the industry, but also just women in general to be aware of it.
Listen to your body. Like, beautiful thing about recovering from this is not just getting your period back, but it's literally you're gaining your energy back, your freedom, your femininity, your confidence, and you have a healthier relationship with yourself overall. Easier said than done, but take this experience and what we said from us and use it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please, if you're on Spotify, make sure you give us a follow. Leave us a comment. Let us know any tips or tricks that you have, I guess, to maintain hormone health, especially with a healthy cycle. And then if you're on YouTube, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to know if you have like any experience towards this or if you have the same feelings that we did, even the excitement and just what that feels like that people downplay when you get your cycle back or when you get your body back to regular functioning. Let us know. Like, this is a safe space and like we're down for all the girl talks and building a little community, normalizing all this stuff. So we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yay.
I'll see you in the next one.
See you next week. Bye.